Joining me now is entertainment reporter for news.com.au, Bronte Coy, and Sky News contributor Louise Roberts. Ladies, welcome. Louise, can you tell us about Catherine's involvement with taking action on addiction?
Yeah, so Catherine has a great footprint in supporting people with mental health issues and addiction as well, as you said in your note just then. Her words are so evocative and powerful, and she really uses her platform in such an authentic way. This week it's National Addiction Week in the UK, and so to mark that campaign through the charity of which she's been the sort of sponsor for about 4 years, she's released a beautiful statement in which she says, addicts are not addicts by choice. They deserve our empathy and our support. They don't deserve to be ostracised by society. They need help to conquer addiction. And what I thought was also interesting, Caro, is she said there's a fine line between having a regular life where you're not blighted by drugs and alcohol and descending into addiction. So I think those words are very powerful and will resonate sort of far and wide, not only in the UK but also globally, because she understands that empathy is very important. And isn't that a great theme that she keeps bringing up as well, empathy? I think she's really felt the benefit of that and support and love during dark times. And she'll carry that theme, of course, through to her concert this week at Westminster Abbey. So as far as getting the tone perfect on a statement about addiction, she's absolutely nailed it, I think.
I think so, and it's another one of those topics that we need to talk about, similar to Queen Camilla and domestic violence. Like, it's not a sexy topic, but it is a really important topic that we need to have those honest conversations and people who are willing to advocate for them. So I think it is an absolute credit. And Bronte, those front pages of Catherine hugging 17-year-old cancer patient Liz Hatton, well, they are very hard to forget. She passed away this week. What did Catherine have to say in her tribute?
Yeah, Liz really captured the hearts of people here in Britain, but also all around the world. And as you said at the top of the show, it's been just a few weeks since those photos came out of her giving Kate a hug. And it was such a poignant moment because, of course, Kate had just finished up her chemotherapy treatment and Liz was undergoing her own battle. But first of all, to read the statement that William and Catherine released shortly after Liz's death, they wrote, "We're so sorry to hear that Liz Hatton has sadly passed away. It was an honour to have met such a brave and humble young woman. Our thoughts and prayers are with Liz's parents, Vicky and Aaron, and her brother Matteo at this unimaginably difficult time." And that was signed W and C. And I think what's really important is that, that she got that moment, though, to shine her light in the time before her tragic death at such a young age. The fact that she was an inspiration to so many because she created a bucket list rather than focus on the terrible journey that she was on. She created a bucket list of things that she'd like to do before she passed. And through the platform she was given, she was then able to do a lot of it. She photographed a film premiere. She photographed the models at a fashion shoot. She was able to hold her own photography show. And that all happened, at the age of 17. And it's a terrible ending to her story, but it is also one that's provided inspiration to so many. And I know that it would have been just such a poignant moment and that Kate would also really be feeling that now.
Yeah, I expect that she would be. Now, Louise, despite, again, a tough year, Catherine will still be making further public engagements. We know her Christmas Carols concert is coming up, but we understand she's also going to be taking part in the Qatari state visit. Is that right?
That's right. So the Qatari royal family are visiting the UK this week. In fact, the Emir of Qatar and his wife, the Sheikh and his wife, arrive at Stansted Airport, I believe, tomorrow, which is sort of the main sort of airport for private and royal jets northeast of London. They'll arrive on Monday, and then on Tuesday, Catherine and William will officially receive the Sheikh and his wife on behalf of the King. They'll then travel with the Sheikh and his wife to Horse Guards Parade, where there'll be a big ceremonial event put on for them, including Horse Guard Parade, etc., which is a beautiful royal tribute to the family as well. I think on Tuesday night there's going to be a white tie ball, which is meant to be like the creme de la creme, the sort of pinnacle of the royal visit. Unfortunately, I don't believe Catherine will be there. I guess she is trying to ease her way back into royal life and sort of picking and choosing which events she will go to, but I'm sure it'll be a fabulous event. Anyone will be there. I believe it was a favourite event of the Queen, and Charles, I believe, has also adjusted some of the things around it. I think he's ordered a special Qatar family cocktail. I'm fascinated to know what's in that. I guess a bit of gin or something. And he wants to use sustainable flowers as part of the decorations. But there's no doubt that all eyes will be on Catherine when the Sheikh and his wife arrive, and the fact that she stepped up to this very important role as the wife of the future king as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bronte, the Royals, they're firming up their Christmas plans, aren't we all? We understand the Walesers and the Tindalls will be joining the King. What do we know so far?
Yes, just like so many other families around the globe, the royals are getting their Christmas preparations ready. So we do know that the Prince and Princess of Wales will join on Christmas. There has been speculation that they would have the Christmas Day lunch, possibly with the Middletons or at Amner. They'll be staying at Anmer Hall nearby. So that was up in the air, but it does appear that they will be spending Christmas Day with King Charles and Camilla and the rest of the royals. After all, they'll of course have the Christmas Eve celebrations. There's a lot of emphasis put on that in the royal family. There'll be a black tie dinner that evening, but I also know they exchange gifts that day. And then the following morning, we'll see them all out at their Christmas Mass at the nearby church. And then later in the day, of course, the Christmas lunch. And it is a gathering of the extended royals. There'll be the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and their two kids, Princess Anne, the Tindalls, their children, Beatrice and Eugenie, their children and their partners. And also, there had been some speculation that, you know, with a bit of tension reported between King Charles and Prince Andrew this year over the ongoing royal housing saga related to Royal Lodge, that possibly Andrew wouldn't be there, but it does appear he will be. So, you know, either King Charles has buried the hatchet or realised that, you know, family is the most important thing at Christmas. But either way, I'm sure after a couple of drinks there could be some awkward conversations there. But yes, and one thing that's been really lovely to read about after such a difficult year for the royals, the Mirror over here in the UK recently reported that King Charles is currently at Sandringham and he's looking very happy and healthy, and he's excitedly preparing and overseeing the decorations himself as he gets it all ready. So it's an exciting time, and it's just really nice to hear that they're looking forward to a big family Christmas like we all are. But again, after such a tough year, they'll be really enjoying that one.
I think they will be. And Louise, the royal family Christmas plans have been described as chaotic. I thought all Christmas plans, or all family Christmas plans, were a bit chaotic, but why is that?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think they're chaotic in the way that the rest of us are charging to the supermarket at the last minute because we've forgotten the cranberry sauce or something like that. But I think what the reference is, it was Duncan Larcombe, I think, who made this comment during the week, a royal expert. Because Charles last year threw open the doors to extended family, and by extended family I mean Camilla's children, Tom and Laura and their children, which means that not only will Charles have his 3 grandchildren there, unfortunately not the ones from Montecito, he'll also have 5 step-grandchildren, which of course are Laura and Tom's respective children with their spouses. So there'll be a wide range of people. As Bronte says, if the Duke of York turns up, Sarah Ferguson's another name that's been mentioned, of course, along with Eugenie and Beatrice, their daughters. So I did a rough count. I think probably about 35, 40 people could in fact be there for the 3-day event. But I don't believe Charles is as strict as making everyone stay for the 3 days as perhaps his mother did.
Yeah, looking after 40 people for any family occasion for that length of time is going to be chaotic, whether you're royalty or not. But Louise, I just want to stay with you and look, talks of family reconciliation, that's been a little quiet lately, but an interesting report this week. An allegation that the King is apparently not answering Harry's phone calls. What do we know?
Well, I'm not altogether surprised to hear this, I have to say, Caro, because we know that the guard is up. They're very reluctant to talk about anything. They fear still that tidbits will be commercialised or be leaked to various, Sussex-friendly publications. But the story is that since their meeting in February, when Harry, of course, made his mercy dash to the UK to see his cancer-stricken father, the comms have been pretty much non-existent. I believe Harry tries to ring. He gets a message not available. I'm not sure whether the message is a text or whether he gets a voicemail message, and any inquiries he makes about his father's health also go unanswered, which suggests to me they're still very anxious about leaking or revealing any information to Harry, whether or not he's going to repeat it. Or maybe he's sort of seen sense and decided he's not going to leak family details, who knows. But I think he's also very concerned still about the personal safety of Meghan and Archie and Lilibet should they go to the UK. He's convinced everyone that Meghan will somehow be the victim of an acid attack if she lands back on the UK soil. I don't see how. And he somehow blames his father. He seems to think that Charles can control the situation, and why isn't he stepping up, according to reports, to actually help his family come back to the UK should they want to visit, for example, Christmas. So, but even Charles can't control that. That's a very multifaceted, complex security operation, getting those 4 back to the UK. So the fact that Charles is not answering the calls. I mean, who can blame him, really?
God, that keeps getting more and more complicated. Bronte, I've only got about 45 seconds left, but Williams, he's also had plenty on this week. Apparently he's teamed up with Ronnie Wood. He's been out with the Welsh Guards and he's planning a camel trek across Oman. I know that's an awful lot for 45 seconds, but what's this all about?
Okay, well, this week he had the Tusk Awards where that's about wildlife conservation in Africa, and that's where he got together with Ambassador Ronnie Wood. He then went and saw the Welsh Guards preparing to get back into the field army. So they've been on ceremonial duties over the last 2 years, which included the Queen's funeral, the coronation, etc. And then lastly, he announced a camel trek in Oman. He won't be going on it himself, disappointingly, but he is a co-patron of it. And this is all about raising awareness of the country's natural heritage, biodiversity, and of course, William's passion piece, which is environmental challenges. So he's really hit the ground running in the last few months. And this week was absolutely no exception. But we love to see it. He looks excited. He looks passionate.
And I think he should go on the camel trek. I think it'd be much better for it. Bronte Coy, Louise Roberts, thank you so much for joining us.